Hello everybody and welcome to Mondoid, your one-stop shop for all things Project Zomboid, and this week, Turbo Boost. This is actually coming out on Monday, which is awesome, even though it's a little bit late on the Monday, it's a little bit earlier than it was last week. I apologize, today has been kind of crazy. I have been setting up, well, I guess you'll see in another video. I don't want to ruin it too much. Anyway, let's get to it. Actually, I've been tweeting about it, so you might even know what it is already. Anyway, this Mondoid is actually filled with some good stuff. Stuff that I've treaded already, but stuff that's good due to just the general knowledge that it's actually being worked on. Stuff that we knew was coming, but now we know it's actually getting close. So the basic gist of this is it begins with some basic updates as I kind of stumble across my words. I'm sorry, I am tired. I just did a lot of manual labor because I am a out-of-shape nerd. This is a hot fix for build 29. I personally haven't played build 29 yet. It's something that I am eager to get to at some point. I have just been strapped for time, but there are some hot fixes. So if you're part of the I will back up my save branch, there's a patch note that you can come read and see all the stuff that's being fixed up. And then Captain Andy or Captain Binky or Andy or Binky Hodges, whatever the hell you want to call him, did some question answering and stuff here. So there's a video discussing certain things, including the erosion integration test and all that other good stuff. If you're a multiplayer fan, they did put the public server list back in the game, so you can go check that out. And if you have yet to buy Project Zomboid and you want to know a little bit more about it, I don't know why you're watching this video in particular, but me and Dean Cuddy went and we made a new trailer for the game itself. It is up on the Steam store page. So if you kind of want a quick minute and a half, 2-minute rundown as to what the game's all about, you guys can go check that out. And if you guys have not done so, please check out youtube.com/Dean Cuddy. He's a good friend of mine, and he does really funny retro reviews of older like Sega games and stuff. Please do yourselves a favor. Go have a laugh. His videos are great, especially his latest one on Pugsy. Oh, so good. Other than that, there's an interview with Mr. Turbo Two-Tone. Now, if you don't know who Turbo Two-Tone is, he is the man who created the erosion mod. And the erosion mod is officially being brought into the game. Now, of course, we have discussed what this means for Project Zomboid. And generally speaking, it doesn't... I don't want to say it's not going to change the core gameplay too much, but it really isn't going to change the core gameplay too much. It is mostly just going to kind of give you a bit more of an immersion, a bit more of an atmospheric sense. Now, there are going to be certain things over time that are going to change how you end up playing the game, but generally speaking, it's not going to change it all that much. And the reason for that is, in case you were unaware, these seasons are already implemented in the game. The problem is there's no visual representation of those seasons in the game yet. And the erosion mod is kind of changing that. The erosion mod is going to be showing you, like, leaves changing color, snow, all that good stuff, you know, spring blossom. All the stuff is going to be brought back into the game, or at least visually brought into the game via the erosion mod. The big thing that the erosion mod is actually bringing to the game that is not in it right now is nature kind of reclaiming what was once man's. And that's something that I think is going to be really, really cool. We're going to be seeing houses starting to fall apart. We're going to see trees starting to sprout through the road itself. We're going to see the road crack and eventually disappear. All these things are going to be eventually brought into the game. And like I said, this is really integral, in my opinion, to a long-running multiplayer server, one that hasn't been brought down in a long time, because as a new player who may have just gotten the game maybe a year after launch or something, and they want to check out multiplayer, they could jump on to a multiplayer server that's been running for many, many, many months, and, you know, it could be totally different for them, as they've been playing single player, they haven't really gotten to see the erosion mod, and now they're jumping into a multiplayer where in-game has been running for many, many years, and the world that they jump into is already reclaimed by nature, broken down, no electricity, no water, just an incredibly immersive and atmospheric looking world. And I think that's where the crux of the erosion mod is going to come into, is going to be the multiplayer scene, which is cool. I'm very excited about that. Other than that, there's going to be sprite changes, as you can see down here, how the trees are going to grow and the different stages of them in each one of the different seasons. All kinds of cool things. There's also, formerly the erosion mod had a very simple system based on statistic month. The new system can be best explained by looking at an exciting graph. So the way that change is going to be implemented is going to be a bit different. I would suggest coming to read this in detail. I don't want to go over it too much, A, because I haven't really gone over it in detail and did a really big in-depth thing, and B, you'll get a much more in-depth understanding if you check out the graph and read it and all this stuff. Essentially, it's going to be a much more natural progression as opposed to just like, what month is it? Okay, here's what's changing. Blah, 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 nothing else really too much. Outside of that, guys, if you actually want a lot of Project Zomboid, if you like survival games in general, there is a Twitch streamer who I am friends with. He's a really good guy, and they're plugging him right here. His name is Sir Twiggy, twitch.tv/Sir Twiggy. He does a lot of survival games, Neo Scavenger, Project Zomboid, and other stuff as well. It's well worth your time going to check him out. He's a really good guy, and he's a pretty cool streamer, if I do say so myself. And that's it. Quick Mondoid. I got nothing else to talk about. It's all about the erosion mod. There are more details here. I would suggest you come checking them out yourself, but I'm going to wrap this sucker up here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, come back tomorrow. There'll be no Mondoid tomorrow, but hey, if you're once a weeker, I'll see you next week. If you're a regular, I'll see you later today. And as always, I'll see all of you next time. Bye-bye.